Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Film. Today I am happy to welcome two guests. Please welcome Rosa and Ashley, two film enthusiasts studying film and TV production here at Anglia Ruskin. We will be discussing a recent movie and we'll be asking our guests what they enjoyed and what they disliked about the chosen movie. The recent movie selected today is Django Unchained.
They call me Hildy.
Hilda is my property.
To rescue his wife.
How we gonna get ourselves invited to the plantation?
Oh, come on over.
Deception is the plan.
My character is a big money buyer.
I wish to purchase one of your gals.
Suspicion is the game.
And your character.
This is my valet.
From director Quentin Tarantino.
Something up with these two.
Who's
You're gonna blow this whole charade.
playing who?
I'm curious.
I'm curious what makes you so curious.
Django Unchained.
I mean, I thought it was an amazing film. Ashley, what are your thoughts on Django Unchained and specifically your thoughts on the excessive use of the word nigger?
Oh, well, first of all, I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was brilliant. And to the use of the word nigger, I think it's important to show an era, the era that the film was shot in. Like, if it wasn't used, I think it would have lost like some of its punch. And yeah, I think it adds to the storytelling, even though it's a bad word and stuff. I think it's just fundamental, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's about a really bad time in human history. Like, slavery was a horrible thing that happened, and you kind of need to tell it as true to the real life story as you can.
Even though Tarantino
really over-exaggerates everything. I mean, how many times did he say the word nigger
107 times throughout the whole film, but like you said, it's Tarantino. It's what he
does. I mean, he over-exaggerates everything. Like when someone gets shot in the head, 3 meters of blood spurt out behind them. So it's just, that's what Tarantino does. But it is really kind of, it's like saying, oh, they got whipped too much. It's like, that's what happened.
Yeah, you can't go away from the truth. The
Yeah.
reason you watch it is to learn about that kind of thing.
Definitely.
So
Yeah, no, and I don't know what you guys think, but if they'd have perhaps replaced it with the word black, I just don't think it would have worked the same. What are your thoughts on that?
It's not true to the real story, isn't it?
well, they didn't say that back in that time. Like the era that it was shot, they wouldn't, because over like years, the word's gone through change.
Nigger
up to
has
now.
become an offensive word. Back then, that's what you called black people. Like,
I think it was still offensive, but it's
was-
a bit different now, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, it just shows the times, and as we said, it's Tarantino, so he likes to exaggerate everything.
Yeah.
So Django Unchained has been nominated for an Oscar for Best Writer, but not Best Director. I'd love to know your thoughts on that one, guys.
I'm a massive Tarantino fangirl, so that makes me really upset. But he wrote it and directed it, which is amazing. I mean, directing is a hard job, so is writing, and he did both really well. The screenplay is amazing, but then the directing is completely flawless as well, I think.
Yeah, I don't think
But
there's anything
I'm
wrong with
biased.
it. I think it might be because there are possibly other films out there that could have maybe been a little bit better direction, like with their direction. But as far as the script goes, there was that bit with the
Oh, the hooded
Ku
Klux Klan sort of
yeah.
moment.
Oh,
That was
was
brilliantly
amazing.
written.
That
I
was
thought
one of
that
my
was
favourite scenes.
yeah, it's like my favourite scene in the whole film. It's not
Yeah.
even about blood or
Yeah.
violence or action. So
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got one out of the 2 awards. I mean, Skyfall was a great film, Life of Pi was a great film. There's a lot of great films that he had to compete with, and he's got nominated for an award, so...
Yeah,
Nothing
definitely.
bad
Should be
about
happy
that.
with Best Writer. Really,
yeah,
Yeah,
shouldn't
exactly.
he should be.
And everyone knows he's a good director.
Yeah.
So speaking of his style, do you think it modernises the spaghetti western genre well in this film?
I personally think he does. I think with the extreme violence and Tarantino's own twist, it makes it more interesting. People that weren't born around this time would probably have missed out on that and probably think, oh, it's boring, it's a black and white film, they haven't got like laser beam guns or whatever. But essentially, he's definitely bringing it back, and people are wanting to watch these, and people still want to watch these films. And I think he's opened like a pathway for a lot more, like many more directors to maybe pursue that, and hopefully more of these films
Yeah.
be made.
Definitely. He's got completely his own genre, so everything he makes, you can tell that it's Tarantino without even having to be told.
Well, and also the fact that he made a little appearance in this film. How do we feel about his small kind of acting role in Django Unchained?
Oh, it really excited me. I love Tarantino. I always look for him in all of his films. But he's such a bad actor. Like,
Yeah.
so awful. You'd think that having directed so many amazing films and written so many great scripts, he'd kind of have an idea of how to do it well. But
I guess maybe you're one or the other. Do you think you can be a good director and a good actor?
I think
Perhaps
it's
not?
either one or the other, maybe.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
do you think, Ashley, of his role?
I thought I kind of forgot that he made an appearance. I can remember he did, but like, I couldn't remember the actual scene until I
Yeah.
actually remembered. It's the bit near the
He
end.
definitely
isn't it?
dragged it out a bit, didn't he? And that Aussie accent was.
Well, I thought he was being British, so I didn't realise until I came out that he was trying to be Australian, and then it's kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe should stick to directing.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and very quickly, what did you guys think about the end of the film? You know, the length of it, and do you think that the ending was kind of dragged out and
Yeah.
it should have ended sooner, or do you think that the length was good?
It was really long, but compared to Les Mis and Life of Pi, I thought it was long enough, and I didn't really want it to end. Whereas Les Mis, I was looking at my watch and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is dragging on.
I did think it was.
The
There are,
length, I think, was good.
I think there are a few places where they could have cut it a little bit earlier, but I think the way it kind of finished, I think was good. I think it was
it
good.
pans out really well.
Yeah.
There's a few fake endings though.
Yeah, there was a couple of times, you know, the key scene, the kind of bloodbath scene in the big
Yeah.
house, I thought, oh, there's probably only 20 minutes
Yeah.
left, but...
And then you're like, oh wait. What?
Yeah. Well, speaking of endings, unfortunately ours ends here. That's all we've got time for today. Thank you to Rosa and Ashley for accepting to come and talk with us. Now I'm going to leave you with a trailer of A Good Day to Die Hard. See you next week.
First time in Moscow?
Yeah. I came here to see my boy. Dad? This is what you've been doing? 007 of Plainfield, New Jersey. Mom will be pleased.
I guess you've done this before.
Die Hard. That's exciting. Wanna go again?
I know, I'm